The city is alive, fully alive. It is early evening, and everything feels connected, modern, and active. Cars move slowly through traffic, headlights reflecting on the road. Street vendors call out to customers with energy, their voices blending with soft music coming from nearby shops. Bright lights from small stores and restaurants create a warm atmosphere. People are walking, talking, laughing. Many are looking at their phones, scrolling, watching, calling. The glow of screens lights up their faces as night begins to fall. It feels like the entire city is connected by invisible digital threads. And then, without warning, everything stops. The lights go out instantly. 1 second there is brightness, the next there is darkness. The street becomes silent, like the city is holding its breath. The music cuts, the fans stop, the hum of electricity disappears. Only distant murmurs remain. A group of young people sitting outside a small restaurant stare at their phones. One presses the power button again, nothing. Another exhales slowly and whispers, "Not again." The camera moves slowly across the street. A mother tries to call someone, but her phone dies in her hand. A student stares at his dark screen, seeing only his reflection. A shop owner taps his payment device again and again, but nothing responds. His business stops instantly. The darkness is not just around them, it is inside the system itself. In that moment, one truth becomes clear. Without energy, technology means nothing. The next morning, the sun rises strong and bright, covering the city with intense light. Life resumes as it always does. The market is alive again, full of colors, voices, movement, and urgency. People negotiate, exchange money, laugh, argue, survive. In the middle of this energy, a woman stands behind her stall. She is organized, focused, ready to work. She takes her phone to confirm a payment. She taps the screen, nothing happens. She tries again, faster, still nothing. She presses the power button and waits, but the phone remains dead. Her face slowly changes. Not anger, but a deep, familiar frustration. Around her, customers are waiting. One looks at his watch, another walks away. A simple transaction disappears, not because she failed, but because the tool failed her. She lowers her phone and exhales slowly. Her eyes scan the market. She is not alone. Others are searching for electricity, asking for help, or simply giving up. And above all of this, the sun is shining, strong and constant. Energy is everywhere, but still out of reach. The contradiction is clear. Everything depends on power, yet power is never guaranteed. Inside a small, quiet room, away from the noise, a young African engineer sits alone. The room is simple: a desk, a laptop, a few tools, and notebooks filled with ideas. The air is heavy. The fan is not working. Silence fills the space. He picks up his phone and presses the button. Nothing. He closes his eyes for a moment and exhales slowly. Then he turns his head toward the window. Sunlight enters the room, strong and steady, touching everything. He watches it differently, not as light, but as possibility. "The sun," he whispers. He leans forward slightly. "It is always here, every day, strong, reliable." He pauses. So why? Are we still depending on something that disappears? The question stays in the air. He looks at his phone, then at the sun again. Something connects in his mind. This is no longer frustration. This is the beginning of an idea, a shift, a direction. The room slowly fades away as reality dissolves. A new space appears, clean, futuristic, silent. In the center, a smartphone floats. It looks different, sleek, minimal, almost alive. Then sunlight enters the space. As soon as it touches the phone, energy begins to flow across its surface. Soft, glowing lines move like veins carrying life. The device reacts instantly. The screen turns on smoothly, effortlessly, without any connection. No cable, no delay, no limitation. Just light becoming power. A calm voice echoes, "What if energy was not something you search for, but something that is always with you?" The phone glows brighter. The idea becomes clearer. This is not imagination anymore. This is a vision becoming real. Back in reality, the workshop is small, imperfect, but full of intention. The engineer is now working with two others, young, focused, driven. The table is covered with wires, circuits, broken pieces, and unfinished prototypes. They test one version, it fails. They adjust something and try again, it fails again. Hours pass, then more hours. Silence fills the room, broken only by small movements and tools. Fatigue appears in their eyes. Doubt enters quietly. But they continue, because something inside them refuses to stop. Then suddenly, a small reaction. A light flickers, just for a second. They freeze. They try again. This time the screen lights up a little longer. Not perfect, not stable, but real. They look at each other without speaking. That moment is enough. It proves one thing: it is possible. The atmosphere changes, the same workshop, but now filled with quiet confidence. On the table lies a new version of the device. Cleaner, more refined, more intentional. The engineer stands still, observing it. His eyes show effort, doubt, and hope at the same time. He picks it up slowly. The others watch in silence. They walk outside together. The sun is high and powerful. He raises the phone toward the light. A few seconds pass. Nothing happens. Time feels heavy. Then a soft glow appears. Light moves across the surface. The phone reacts. The screen turns on naturally, without force. No cable, no charger. Just sunlight becoming energy. A deep, quiet smile appears. In that moment, something shifts. This is no longer a test. This is a birth. Symphony X. The scene flows through different lives and environments. In the desert, under intense heat, a shepherd walks with his animals. He takes out the phone. It is already on, fully functional. No stress, no limitation. In the city, a student sits under a tree, studying for hours. Her phone remains active without concern. She focuses on her work, not her battery. In a busy market, a seller accepts payments instantly, without interruption. People notice. Curiosity grows. The device works everywhere in every condition. For the first time, technology adapts to reality. Energy is no longer something people chase. It is something that surrounds them. The difference is simple but powerful. Freedom. Screens begin to appear. News channels, social media, articles. A headline spreads. African innovation shocks the world. Journalists speak. Experts analyze. People react. In a modern office, investors sit around a table watching carefully. Their expressions are serious, focused, interested. They are not ignoring this. They are studying it because they understand something important. This is not just a product. This is a shift. The conversation changes. The question changes. No longer, what is Africa receiving, but what is Africa creating? And that question changes everything. The images slow down and become more powerful. Modern African cities rise under the sun. Buildings reflect light. Roads are alive with movement. Young engineers work in silence, focused, precise. Ideas are turning into reality. A calm voice speaks. For a long time, the world saw Africa as a place to receive. A pause. A place to follow. The images continue. But something is changing. Another pause. Today, Africa is building. Hands create. Minds think. Today, Africa is imagining. The energy grows. And tomorrow, Africa will lead. The message is not loud. It is certain. A new narrative is forming. Strong, quiet, undeniable. A wide landscape appears. Calm and open. The sun rises slowly, covering everything with warm golden light. A young child stands still, facing the horizon. In his hand, the Symphony X. The sunlight touches the device, and the screen turns on automatically. No effort, no action, just presence. The child looks at the screen, then lifts his eyes toward the horizon. His face is calm, ready, full of quiet confidence. For him, this is normal. A voice speaks softly. The future is not something that arrives. A pause. It is something that is built step by step, idea by idea. Another pause. And sometimes it begins with one simple question. The camera slowly moves back. The light becomes stronger. The final message appears clearly. The future is not coming. Africa is building it. Silence fills the space. And in that silence, there is hope.